In a forgotten corner of Mississippi, under a sky stitched with stars and whispered prayers, a girl was born to a world that wanted her to be silent. Her name was Oprah Winfrey, but no one could pronounce it. So the world, stubborn and clumsy, called her Oprah, as if destiny had rearranged the letters to better suit the woman she was meant to become. She was not born into wealth or comfort. No carriages or velvet blankets, only red clay, the rustle of cotton leaves, and a grandmother who believed that books were better than bread. And so, before Oprah could write her name, she learned to recite whole passages from the Bible with a voice that made the earth still like. Even the wind paused to listen. But the world, you see, was cruel to girls with big voices and bigger dreams. The world told her to hush. She did not. At night, Oprah would climb a crooked little tree behind her grandmother's house. It leaned just far enough that she could see the moon between the clouds. She would whisper stories to it about queens in hiding, about women made of fire, about castles that looked like radios and thrones shaped like microphones. The moon listened faithfully, and in return, it sent her dreams. But dreams, when planted in harsh soil, take a long time to bloom. Oprah faced storms no child should face: abandonment, shame, violation, betrayal. In another story, she might have broken. But not this one. Not this girl. She wrote her pain down in secret notebooks and buried them like treasure. Not because she wanted to forget, but because she knew one day someone else would find them. And she wanted them to know, you can survive. Years passed. Oprah moved from place to place like a windswept leaf, first to Milwaukee, then to Nashville, each time a little stronger, a little wiser. She spoke like lightning. Teachers said her voice didn't belong to a girl from poverty. One teacher whispered, "You could be something." That was all it took, a whisper, a spell cast in kindness. At 17, she won a job reading the news on the radio. Her voice, once shushed and bruised, now moved through airwaves like a charm. But television called to Hera Glass Portal, where people lived inside stories, and Oprah knew she had to walk through it. She didn't fit the mold. She was too black, too female, too passionate, too much. But she did not shrink. She expanded. The Oprah Winfrey Show began not with applause, but with risk. And by the time the world realized it had underestimated her, she had already become a kingdom. She built her empire not with soldiers or swords, but with stories. She turned a stage into a sanctuary, a microphone into a wand, and pain into connection. People said, Oprah doesn't just interview, she heals. They watched her cry with the grieving, laugh with the joyful, listen to the unheard. And somewhere in the middle of the chaos of American scripts, scandals, she did something rare. She made people feel human again. She gave away cars, yes. But more than that, she gave away dignity. She gave permission to hurt, to heal, to hope. Her audience wasn't just watching, they were becoming. In her later years, Oprah built more than studios. She built schools in South Africa, libraries filled with books that had been forgotten, and spaces for voices that were long ignored. But her true magic was not in wealth or reach. It was in her invitation to others to rise. People once whispered, "She's too emotional." Now they shouted, "She is transformational." And somewhere in every classroom where a young black girl sits with a story to tell. Oprah's voice echoes like a spell broken free. You are not what they called you. You are what you choose to become. There's an old legend told only in silence that every generation produces one child whose voice wakes the stars. In Mississippi, they said it was Oprah, but she would disagree. She would say the stars were already awake. She simply pointed to them and said, "Look." And so we did